420 big block on the Doodlebug mini bike with a 30 series torque motor, and that thing is a straight up wheelie machine. The 420 is pretty much stock except for the center exhaust header pipe, and then a PZ30 carb, PZ30 slide carb, and then it has the internal and external governor removed. But other than that, it's pretty much stock. So the best 0 to 30 times I've gotten with this setup so far is a 2.86 0 to 30, and that's with letting the bike roll out a little bit and then slowly getting into it. I mean, there's no way you can get on it all the way from the beginning, so you kind of have to slowly roll into it. And then it did a 51.47 top speed. So that's with a 10 on the driven sprocket and a 50 on the rear sprocket. So to kind of tame this thing down a little bit, to make it where it's a lot easier to launch, and then maybe I can get a better 0 to 30 time, and then at the same time get a better top speed, I'm gonna swap up this gear ratio. Instead of the 10 on the driven sprocket, I'm gonna swap the 10 out for this 12-tooth driven sprocket. And I think this should tame it down pretty good, where I'm able to launch it a lot better and have a lot better top speed, maybe. The last time around with a 14-tooth clutch, the bike did 3.24 0 to 30 and 59.23, but then I swapped it out for a torque converter with a 10-tooth driven sprocket, and that's just too much gear for this thing. It did a 2.86 0 to 30, but then lost a lot of top speed, 51.47. So I don't think I'm gonna have to add any chain to this. Looks like I have plenty of chain. Okay, so there's our 10. We have our 12. Quite a bit of a difference. So we have plenty of chain. So let me see if I can go out now and get close to 60 miles an hour, which I did with the clutch on here. And then hopefully I can beat 2.86 0 to 30, which I think I can if I can launch this thing without doing a wheelie. I feel like I had a lot better top speed. I don't know about 0 to 30, but man, it feels like it's a lot faster. So you still got to be careful. Taking off, but I might be able to launch it pretty good. I mean, it definitely will still wheelie easily. All right, we'll see if I can get anywhere near that 2.86. This thing ultimately is going to need to be stretched or a wheelie bar if I really want quick 0 to 30 times with a big block. All right, there was a 340 right there. After the rollout, I gotta learn when I can get on it. Because if you get on it right away, it'll wheelie. Yeah, that was a wheelie, a little bit too much. I mean, I could ride that out, but it'd definitely slow it down. A 3.33, so a little bit quicker. Yeah, it just takes a skill to learn how to launch this thing. Okay, there we go. Now we're in the twos. A 2.96. So it just takes a learning curve basically to try to figure out when you can get on it. So it could easily be as quick. Uh-oh, kind of rolled it out right there. So what was the best time? 2.86, I think. So I mean, we're about a 10th off right now. So I could easily beat this, I think, if I just practice. All right, let me try this again. Another wheelie. Man, with a wheelie bar, I could get this thing into probably the high ones, I think. I mean, because you could just totally nail it from the beginning. It's just learning when to get on it right after that rollout. So that was a 317. So there was a 2.92. I mean, so we're right there. So easily in the twos. So let me see what it'll do for top speed. I'm sure I can be 51.47 with this gear set up. So it's kind of cool. I mean, it's just as quick, but it's definitely going to be a lot faster. So we'll see. Oh yeah, I can tell it's going to have a lot better top speed. And I'm just cruising it around and it already did almost 50 right here. See what it does on the way back down. This thing moves out though, I'll tell you that. There's pretty much 60 right there. So now we have our top speed back, and it's just as quick. So with a 30 series and a 12-tooth driven sprocket, the bike was pretty much just as quick as it was with the 10-tooth. It's just a matter of trying to launch the thing. And then it pretty much has the best top speed so far, even better than the clutch. So the best I could get with a 10-tooth driven sprocket was a 2.86 0 to 30. And that's just because I can't launch the bike without doing a big wheelie. And then top speed was 51.47. So then I added the 12-tooth to the driven sprocket. And it's pretty much the same, 2.92. I mean, that's just limited by launch. Then we did a 59.65 top speed, which is pretty much the fastest top speed so far with the 50 sprocket. So it seems like a pretty good gear ratio with this setup. I mean, we gained all of our top speed back, and it's just as quick. It's just limited to launching this thing. I mean, it's hard to launch unless I stretch the bike or put a wheelie bar on it. And then the top speed, it gained all of its top speed back. I mean, it pretty much does 60 miles an hour like it did before. So it's a good setup for the cost. So the big block cost me around 165 bucks, and the torque converter was a little over 50. Well, then of course you have the slide carb and the header pipe. And the 30 series torque converter seems like it's holding up pretty well. It'll definitely hold the power of a stock big block anyway.